Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be covering screenshots today in Windows 11. Hopefully it's informative, and if you don't mind, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. You would not believe it. We recorded an entire episode without video, which is fine for a podcast, which is the settings that I had pulled up, but it's not so good for a YouTube video. So let's get right into this one. We're going to talk about screenshots. I don't know if you've ever needed to take a screenshot of something. A lot of people use it for, instead of having to download like a PDF that they see online or a bill that they see in their web browser, you can just take a screenshot and it'll save an image of your screen. It gets a little bit more in depth than that. You can actually have it choose a window to capture, and you can actually even draw a shape and it will capture the inside of that shape. We'll get into both of those, but let's get started. You come down here to the start menu, click the start button. We're looking for a tool called Snipping Tool, and this is Microsoft's built-in screenshot tool. It's decent. There's another program made by TechSmith called Snagit. I would recommend using that. They sell a lifetime license. I believe it's $60 some odd, but for the rest of your life you'll have access to this tool, and I'm gonna have to do a video on it because it is well worth downloading and using if you do a lot of screenshots and editing of images and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and open the snipping tool. Oh, by the way, if this isn't pinned here, this is your pin section, right? You can go into your all apps and you can scroll through all the apps to look for this. But if you just press the start button on your keyboard and start typing, it'll actually bring up suggestions. Best match is the snipping tool. I typed snipping. Oh, it's up here, snipping. And then down here it has kind of a cool thing. You can search the web for results. So based on your default browser, which I think this PC is set to Edge right now, but you can change it to Google Chrome or Firefox. It will actually search the web for you and it'll bring up a web page to give you suggestions about what you're trying to search for. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the snipping tool. And actually we probably should have left the browser open. We'll go to Microsoft.com. We'll make this the first thing that we want to take a screenshot of. And then let's go ahead and open our Explorer, File Explorer. We're going to come down to the pictures area, and I do this just out of habit. I like to stay organized. I come to the pictures folder and I actually click on new and then add a new folder, and I'll just call it screenshots. Okay, so snipping tool. It has a few weird things about it, and I don't know if it's because I'm just in this VM or I'll have to test it on just a regular normal Windows computer. But when you click new here, this box will disappear, which is a good thing. You don't necessarily want this in your screenshot. But you can also press the Windows logo key on your keyboard plus Shift plus S. So those three keys at the same time, Windows Shift S, and it will start a screenshot for you. But take a look at what it does. So this is the default rectangular mode. You can actually choose a rectangle to take a screenshot of. I don't know if you noticed though, this screen didn't go away. So if this is on top of the thing that you're trying to take a screenshot of, it will take a screenshot with this over top of it. So the way to get around that is either click new, because it'll make that box go away, and then you can get your screenshot. Or when you go to press Windows Shift S, make sure that you've minimized the box that pops up. Okay, so you've seen rectangular mode. It's got a few other modes. You can have it choose the full screen, so the screen that you have the mouse on, it'll take a picture of the full screen. It'll also do a window mode, so it'll take a picture of the browser window or File Explorer. But one thing to keep in mind is if part of File Explorer is behind the browser, it will actually take a picture including this portion of the browser. So we'll come here to the window mode. Okay, see how part of the browser is actually captured right there? So if you click, you'll see that it did capture part of the browser. The way to get around that is if you're capturing a window, make sure it's the window that's on top of everything else. Bring it to the front of the screen, click on it, make sure that it's highlighted. Let's go ahead and try that again. And you'll see this time, there it is. So this window that pops up, you can actually click into it and it'll bring up a little editable. I mean, it doesn't have very many options. You can use basically what equates to a pen You can change the size of the pen, you can change colors. It has a highlighter, so if you want to like highlight, oh, right here it says screenshots, you can do that. In dark mode, it doesn't work so well with the highlighter because honestly, I mean, it only highlights things that are lighter than, well, that you can see yellow on. And then this eraser will allow you to erase things that you've added or done to this. So if you want to come down here and write, you can actually run your eraser across it, it'll remove it. If you want to save the file, you come over here to the save button and it goes to the picture screenshots folder. We can name this, we'll just name it File Explorer because that's what we took a picture of, and it will save it so you can open it as an actual PNG file. And PNG, I think, stands for Portable Network Graphics. It's a type of image file that Windows recognizes and will open. You have other options here. You can save it as a JPEG or you can save it as a GIF. If you don't know what a GIF is, don't save it as that. That's usually what looks like a video, but it's a sequence of photos taken in a row and composed together to look like a moving image. JPEG and PNG are the file types that you want to save as. All right. So let's say you want to take a screenshot of your browser here, but you don't like having to remember this Windows key plus Shift plus S. You can come into the settings. And I would only recommend doing this if you kind of have an idea of what shortcut keys are used on Windows by default. Keys like Alt F4. If you ever have anyone that's messing with you, if you push Alt F4, so see how this window is open. Let me push Alt F4. It'll actually close the current window that's selected. So you come down here to settings, you have to expand this. You can choose the shortcut that you would press to change or to open a screenshot. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you're comfortable with doing that inside of a computer. Maybe we'll cover that in a different video, go over key patterns that you should avoid setting shortcuts to. So you saw this box pop up in the bottom right hand corner. It automatically copied the screenshot to your clipboard. So if you're trying to like send it in a message or copy it into like Teams or something like that, you can just right click and let's see, I might have, oh yeah, let's use Paint, another fantastic Microsoft application. So if you come over here to edit and click paste, it will paste your screenshot in here for you. You can have each snip open in a separate window. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You can if you want to. I guess it depends on your preference. I leave it off. And then the snip outline, which is the other mode I haven't quite showed you yet, you can automatically add an outline to each snip. Let's turn that on, just see what it does. So if you want to come and choose a color for an outline, a border that you want around each of your snips, you can do so. I'm going to turn this back off. It's not something that I use. And then we have a few other modes. So we did, let's check out full screen mode. Yep, full screen just takes a picture of your entire screen. And then let's click new one more time. We're not going to save that image. Then you have, I forget what the mode is called, freeform mode. So let's say you want to take a picture of just this area for some reason. I don't know why you would want to do this. You can. They've made it so you can. They can't figure out how to get the window mode to pick up the entire window without, you know, something that's laying on top of it being caught in it. But, you know, they figured out how to do this, and it's kind of cool. I am not a huge fan of Microsoft, so their snipping tool, it's fine for if you're just trying to take screenshots of like very quick images and stuff like that. But if you need to do any more editing or anything like that, we'll look up Snagit real quick. Okay, so they do have a free trial. You can download it. In fact, maybe we'll download it, test it out real quick. But the pricing, while we're waiting for that to download, $62.99. That might seem steep, but that is forever. That is a perpetual license. You'll never be charged again. You get free upgrades for the rest of life. Or have they changed it? Free upgrade to the next version? I don't like that. Perpetual, I feel like, I'm gonna have to ask about this. We have some of these licenses at work. My boss would be the one that would have to pay for them. I don't think he's had to pay for them recently, so I think we're still, you're automatically just forever gonna have a free upgrade to the next version. Okay, let's open this download. We'll install Snagit. This is more than I planned on doing for this video, but it's good. If people are wanting to learn about this, I'm more than happy to teach. Okay, so you've got to give it administrator permissions, and that's something I didn't cover in the last video. More than likely, you're going to have administrator permissions if you're running Windows 11 Home, or you bought the computer from, say, Best Buy, or even if you bought it off of Amazon. If it came with Windows installed, more than likely the user that you log in as is an admin user. I paid for Pro. There are certain things in the Pro license that I like to have access to, so I had to go give myself permission, and that's because I created a local user account in order to do these YouTube videos. It's actually called Help Me PC. That's the name of the user that I created. So when you see that pop up asking, it's called a user access control UAC, you should be able to just go ahead and click on that button and have it install something without having to enter credentials like you saw in the last video. Perfect timing. The install is successful. Let's go ahead and open, what do we got here? Game predictions for the Lions and the Bears. We'll open Snagit. We don't have a software key. How are we supposed to do the trial? Oh, you'll need to create an account. I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to break this off into another video. Let's go ahead and you must sign up. Yeah, 15-day trial. I get it. Okay. And I don't know if you noticed, come into the pictures folder, come into the screenshots folder. It did save a few of those for us. The ones that I told it to save. If you don't want them anymore, just highlight them. Right click, push the trash can, or there's a trash can up here, or you can click the delete button on the keyboard. They'll go into the recycle bin, empty the recycle bin, and push yes, and they're gone forever. All right, well, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment if you don't mind. Share it with people that may not be as computer literate as you. And if you stayed at the end, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks.